Welcome to Artifact Cup 30, Round 7 on Clash Teeth. This is Major Pack 2 speaking. And we're going to watch like a couple of my favorite players, or maybe favorite in this cup. Coercer, one of my favorite players of all time, of course. And Saturas, kind of a favorite in this cup, playing one of my favorite factions. And we're on Clash Teeth, which a lot of players like to avoid, but I really like playing this map. And casting this map is pretty interesting and also pretty challenging given all of the points where you can be. So here's Coercer in the Galcian, as usual. He's going for a bit of a RU heavy open, so I'm going to expect maybe air, railguns, or just the usual Coercer carrier smash. It remains to be seen. He's going to retire his base runner and get that extra CU injection. And Saturas on the other side of the map is, it looks like, not retiring his base runner and going for early skimmer fab, so a little bit different.
Carrier systems ready.
I'm expecting maybe a double production cruiser or like an early refinery mode from Coercer, something that's going to require those CUs.
Targeting RU field. Course verified.
Oh, he did get Sandscammer fab, so okay, he's got assault ship fab, so maybe going for air given the RU research there, or the RU collection.
Rally position marked. Point advance underway.
Saturas instead going for the early refinery mode, and that means that his Connect carrier is going to be loose on this map, and this is a great map to do Connect carrier missile shenanigans on. It's a little challenging because you can't see, but if you position your Connect carrier like right here, you're almost in range to just barrage these salvagers down. And you don't even really have to see. You can just sort of guess where they're going to be based on where the resources are, which of course you can always see. So you position your Connect carrier right up here, you know, railguns can't shoot at it. You have maybe assault ships or sand skimmers guarding in here, and this entire spot is really totally threatened. So even though that does require line of sight, and that can be a little bit challenging, that's definitely an option that's available for Saturas, and given the power reserve tech and the early artifact grab, I think we can predict that Saturas definitely wants to use this carrier.
Artifact detected. Secured all points.
Coercer, on the other hand,
Heretic forces are extracting an artifact.
is building assault ships and moving out with a forward production cruiser, so he has the potential to deny this resourcing spot, perhaps even take out that production cruiser and cripple Saturas' economy. Really remains to be seen how he moves this production cruiser. He's going to move it back for now in reaction to these sand skimmers, which he can of course see. He wants to be able to get an assault ship out in near the carrier perhaps, although I think the carrier weapons would have been sufficient to defend that given the power reserve tech coming in. There's a blast drone coming out for Saturas, which I think is going to be worthless against the assault ships, but maybe useful against salvagers.
Carrier range system is online.
Yes, this was a little bit overkill to bring back the production cruiser there. I think scouting this would have been essential for Coercer, but if he can get these assault ships in there, he's got like an automatic victory on his hands. I'm surprised that that actually got there.
Course verified. Acknowledge. Move to destination. Armored ship is rendered.
So this assault ship is actually going to have a bit of trouble dealing with these units.
Defense alert. Heretic forces are extracting.
It's going to be distracted and not going to be able to take out this base runner before it gets another artifact.
Cruiser verified.
I really think Coercer needs to get this production cruiser there stat, but you know, in Coercer's defense, he can't really know that. Oh man, these sand skimmers are going to repair after taking out that assault cruiser. Excuse me, assault ship. That's too bad. And here comes the carrier, really threatening.
Heating new coordinates. Coordinates verified.
Coercer wants to stop this base runner, to stop it capturing these artifacts, but he needs to take out this resourcing before railguns come out. Railgun tech has been researched for Saturas, and it looks like he's pumping out
Moving to destination. Target position.
railguns? Yes, railguns. Assault railguns. Those are going to be really good at defending should Coercer decide to attack, but it doesn't look like Coercer will.
Move to Destiny
He's
Salvager online.
got a one-track mind, just gonna try and take out that base runner.
Armored ship online.
Enemy base runner authenticated.
Support online. Destination locked in. Destination locked in. Salvager construction complete.
This base runner still not dead, and Coercer's got all these resources in all these ships, totally tied up.
Fleet capacity
Just taking out that base runner. Great delaying tactic from Saturas, especially since he can sort of threaten with blast drones. And here's Coercer finally going to come in and do some damage with the assault ships. Now, if this were 3 assault ships, oh man, this pocket would be in trouble. They could threaten this assault railgun. As it is, this assault railgun is going to drive off this attack, and this assault ship might not even get off a single salvager. There are now 5 assault ships from Coercer just stuck at home doing nothing.
Defense alert. Hostile carrier.
And this assault ship almost certainly going to go down. Might be able to close in and take out that assault railgun, but it is really confused and not really doing any damage right now. Instead of moving them here, if they were here, this game would go so differently than it's currently going right now. The economy is at Saturas. The artifacts are with Saturas.
online.
The military is switching over into Saturas' favor, given these railguns. These units need to get... Coercer, man. Okay, let's just have a talk.
Force
You gotta get these out of your base. You gotta get them into his base.
Course Salvager online.
Carrier systems operational.
We also don't have railgun or interceptor tech or even siege cruiser tech from Coercer. Finally, we're gonna get interceptor tech. I think siege cruiser tech is maybe the one I would favor at this point, but interceptors are gonna do well against railguns.
Stand by. Salvager moving. Charge layout set. Get started.
Base runner here from Coercer is going to try and scout. It's going to find no resources there. If it finds resources here, you might realize just how vulnerable Saturas is. I wonder if it's going to be too late, though. Given all these railguns are closing in and are going to destroy these assault ships, and that's the only military that Coercer has for now. The interceptor fab tech is still 25 seconds out, and then he's going to have to build the interceptors. These assault ships not taking the opportunity to clean up these railguns quickly enough. They're getting a little bit confused on the targeting. We'll take those out, and these railguns are going to get real damage, so Coercer may actually be able to win this fight against 6-2, 6-3. Saturas is going to spread. We're going to see what that does. Oh, but here's the equalizer in the form of the Kneff carrier. Some reinforcements coming in. Here's Coercer finally making that move. I hope he keeps doing it. I hope he doesn't turn back. You can't turn back. There's nothing you can do against this carrier unless you've got railgun tech or something like that. Maybe interceptor tech. Build some interceptors. Pull these back. Maybe pull them over here. Let's see what this can do.
Salvager lost.
Gotta kill these, man.
Artifact signal confirmed. It must be Salvager.
More artifacts coming in from Saturas under that cover. This production cruiser is dead if it doesn't move.
Defense alert.
Needs to get back onto the carrier, which does have some power there. These resources are taken out by Coercer. All of the resources of Saturas are now on the run, and this is an opportunity for Coercer. He's the only player who has resources. He just lost his production cruiser there, and he doesn't have another as backup. Oh, but he does have interceptors in fabrication. I think if he can deploy them fast, he can perhaps fight off the sand skimmers with his carrier, fight off the railguns with his interceptors, and then try and deal with the carrier via interceptors while the assault ships come in and mop up the production cruisers. Saturas is going to be out of resources.
Hostile strike craft destroyed.
Coercer has a huge bank of them.
Passing 75% integrity. Ready.
He doesn't have the RUs, though. He could be building more production cruisers. He's going to be building interceptors instead. This is a really tricky game. The railguns are now taken out, and there's nothing that's going to replace the railguns. And the interceptors at this point need to be threatening that carrier.
Carrier range systems offline. Carrier weapon systems offline. Sejuk is watching. Secure the final artifact. Defense alert. If heretic
Of course, is not careful. These resources are going to come back online. Saturas being real sneaky, coming back into Coercer's back pocket. And it looks like Coercer is just not going to be able to keep this carrier alive.
Carrier below 25% integrity. Danger. Ready.
carrier weapon systems online.
Round.
This production cruiser will go down, but it's not really going to make a difference. This is the production cruiser to take out, if any.
Carrier under
And the carrier is in trouble.
Carrier range systems offline.
Maneuver us out.
I think Railgun Tech not coming out for Coercer was a big mistake. He has the resources to build lots of them, even with that RU deficit. Coercer's doing the right thing, trying to get right on top of the Knef carrier. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. His carrier will go down.
Defense carrier lost.
And that game goes to Saturas with a very, very aggressive play.
Observed in the Litanies.
I think that with a little more scouting, maybe an aggressive scanner placed right up here or here, Coercer would have been able to spot the vulnerability of these resources a little sooner before this Knef carrier got so strong. But in any case, good game. Well done to Saturas. And thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more Artifact Cup 30 soon.